Well, the first one I was watching almost entirely.
You know, I didn't realize that the thing went like this, and I thought it just took a picture. But what it did was actually started recording. Did it respond to my voice? I don't understand. I didn't press it to record. It just started recording.
I don't know. Oh, changing over, looking good.
Hi guys, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am feeling better this morning. Was a little under the weather yesterday when I was putting that rototiller together.
recording this all day yet? So why aren't you the one in the video? So why do I need to be in it? You don't have to be in here. You don't have to come.
I'm a bit under the weather. I came out too scantily dressed because I thought it was warm, and I picked up something. And so I'm pushing through here because when I sit, I feel worse. So I keep moving. And this rototiller I bought last summer, and I had to leave towards the end of the summer, so I didn't get to put it together. I didn't get to use it, so now I'm trying to put it together. Because if I'm going to spend my money on it, then I have to be able to use it, right? It's supposed to make my life easier. It's an electric tiller, a benchmark electric tiller. I haven't been chatting too much because of how I'm feeling. So I won't be chatting too much. You'll just see me doing lots of action. No, that's not it. My brain's a bit sick too, so it's gonna take me a little bit. Yeah, I think this is it. According to the picture. According to the picture, this is it. Okay. That's done. Now, next. It's been here now for almost a year, so ain't no returning. If anything, I have to go to the manufacturer. like it. No, you guys, I'm not reading the instructions. I'm just looking at the pictures. This picture here, that's what I'm looking at. Yesterday we boiled some more maple sap, but today there's rain in the forecast. So because I haven't gotten my sugar shack yet, we don't have cover. So I think we're gonna have to wait until maybe on the weekend, because there's rain in the forecast for today, Thursday, and tomorrow, Friday. Okay, that looks good so far. Now I need to get the wheels on. Looks spiffy. Okay, the wheels. Sorry. The wheels on the bus go round and round. I think this covers it after it's on. So looks like the wheels belong here. Now I'm looking at it and wondering if I'm missing a piece. So now I have to go and look for the diagrams with the wheels. Oh, maybe, oh, okay, so this is why the wheels go on. Okay. Oh, cool. There's a little thing here that I pull on and it drops it. Okay. Gotta make sure this pin. Okay, let's see how to put it on. So I gotta take this pin out. So I think I'm gonna need a pliers. To take the pin out, then put the wheel on, put the washer and the pin back in. What are these two little things? I think that's it. Let's see. But I think some good rest made me feel better this morning. And so I'm thankful. On the way to the city with the husband. With the husband. I am the wife. He is the husband.
Making that clear, eh?
Yes.
Well, it's a bit overcast today, but you know what? No complaints here because we could be in 2 feet of snow.
Whoa! Don't even talk
So,
about it.
I'll take overcast and a little rain, and
it's still pretty warm.
13 to 15 degrees any day. I'll take this over freezing 2 feet of snow. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make the trip into the big city to do have some appointment, pick up a few stuff on the way.
To do what we can't do in the countryside.
Oh well, we can do it, but we still keep our doctor.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We could do it,
Yeah.
but stick with what you know.
Still keep our doctor, and when we make a trip like this, we
Go shopping.
go do a little more than normal shopping, like stock up on a few things at Costco.
Yeah. And at
Caribbean
the
store.
The tropical store.
Yeah, because the food is from all over. It's not
Yeah.
just the Caribbean.
Like last year I wanted to try Jamaican pumpkin, but I started it too late. So I want to get some pumpkin today so I can put some pumpkin seeds.
You know what?
Soil.
You know what I feel like I would eat today?
What?
We may not have the time, but I feel like I would eat roti. I haven't eaten a
Oh yeah,
roti.
you're right. We haven't eaten a roti in years.
Anyone know what roti is?
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure I have people from Trinidad.
Of course. And of course, roti is we said Jamaican, we eat roti, but it's more of a Trinidad, a Ghani thing.
Cultural, yeah.
Yeah, we're not. I would say, at least when I was growing up there in the 80s.
We didn't grow up with the roti, really.
No.
No, yeah, we grew up with elements of roti in different dishes.
Yeah.
But
I would say equivalent to what would be our roti in terms of something you eat regularly would be our patty. Our patties and our meatloaf and
like a
kalaloo
sandwich
loaves.
thing.
Yeah, those loaves with bread
patties,
with
meatloaf.
yeah.
Cocoa bread.
Yeah, cocoa bread with patty.
Those we grew up with.
Yeah, those were just a staple. You would have that for lunch. You can have it for dinner if you want.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Now patties are all over. Different type of patties.
Yeah.
Everybody's making Jamaican style patties.
Yes. To me, and others may differ on this, but elements of a great patty to me, well, it's got to have a crust, not soft.
Flake.
And the crust got to be, you said it,
Flaky like butter.
got to be flaky crust.
Flaky like butter flakes.
And you know what? They named it right
Anybody knows butter flakes patties in Montego Bay, Jamaica?
Stanley's Patties was also...
Oh, Stanley's Patty was always there.
Was always there.
Yeah.
Actually, guys, I actually work at Stanley's for...
Butterflakes was my
for
favorite.
6 months. I work at Stanley's.
Only 6 months?
Yeah. And I just didn't like it. That was in between...
What were you doing? Rolling the dough?
No. Well, I was up there with one of the guys that
He was working at Stanley's Patty when I used to pass in my white dress. And he was standing there admiring me, and I had no idea he was.
So what's wrong with that? Yeah, I see the results of that. And that's not only when I know you. I know you from we were going to school. Remember? We crossed a bit. I was probably in grade 10 and 11 when you...
I didn't see you. I didn't know
school.
you. I didn't see you. I didn't know you. I knew some other guys from where you came from. But I don't remember you.
Well, you know what? That's it. I was just psyching you out. That's it. Psyching you out to see the real you.
Was it psyching?
I was just getting to see the real you. No, not really. Back in the days, you know what? I see you and I say, oh, that's a nice looking girl, nice shape. You know, she's quiet, you know.
Yes, guys. Nice shape.
Well, those were some of the initial things. Well, I'm talking about physical attributes. What else? I couldn't know anything else. I know you were, from what I see the few times, I would say you were quiet. I've seen you with people and they were, you know, well-behaved kids at the time, not so-called Tegarex. That's what.
Very good.
You know, guys would say Tegarex. You know. Hand over right there.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let's show you guys what it looks like ahead of.
So we are on this road. It's called Diner Road. It cuts between. It's a little shortcut for us.
Highway 28 and.
Yeah, we could. It leads off Highway 28. So Highway 28 takes you right in the town of Bancroft and through the town of Bancroft.
And on the southern end, it takes you to
all the way to Peterborough.
117. What's that?
117,
Yeah.
which then takes you all the way back to 401. So for us, we could have gone downtown Bancroft, pick up 28, but I think we save about 10 minutes because we're further up this side. So we just skip across and pick up this Dino Road, which is like a diagonal from the triangle, and it takes us whoop, right across to Highway 28 and we turn right.
So it kind of cut out the urban center.
It cut out there, we bypass Bancroft, yes. Yes. And I think if someone's coming up this side, the GPS can tell you to do this too. But you don't have to. You could.
And you got to be very careful because Dino, they use dynamite to carve out this road, and there's a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah, I would say in the winter, avoid Dino Road.
And there are a lot of places you can fall off.
Even for us, we
avoid it
in the
a lot
winter.
of times
We
in the
avoid
winter,
Dino Road.
yeah.
Because it can be slippery. It's not as well maintained as the main highway, so avoid it. You can slide off and nobody will even know.
Yep.
Because you're gonna be gone like 100 feet down there. Yeah. Some of the roads up here are like that. Not making it up. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's like this some other places in the country where, you know, it's not a major road.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the road here, you're just 2 feet from making a bad decision.
A lot of the roads here, people favor driving towards the middle.
Yeah, you drive in the middle. You drive in the middle, and when something's coming, you dash to the your right side. So make sure you know you go right, not left. And again, that's mostly in the winter, because even the winter sometimes only the middle is maintained. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, they make one pass with the sand.
Yeah. One pass with the sand, and sometimes on some of these roads, one pass with the but it's no
Yep.
plow. Straight down the middle. I've learned the hard way when I first came here by trying to hold my corner and keep towards the the hedge. I think it was at least twice that I got stuck in the snow. Almost run off the road.
Actually, it's 4 times to be exact.
No, those times are not because of keeping
Okay,
to the
okay.
side.
No, yeah, but you've only gotten in that position during the winter time.
Yeah,
That's
winter
it.
time.
Was all winter.
It's all winter. It's not because I don't.
Right here, remember when we were coming down this corner once and the car just kept sliding,
Yeah.
and we thought it was going to go
Let's go
over in the
there.
ditch,
Yeah.
and then it just edged the edge of the ditch, and I said, "Thank
Yeah.
you, Jesus."
Because the reason why.
And then we got home on the hill going up and got into trouble and had to call
We
CAA.
got stuck. Well, we didn't just get. Yeah, we were going up the hill and it was so slippery, and
They didn't put any sand on the
Yeah.
road, so it was too slick for the car to go over.
there was a van at the time, so
Yeah. And then when you tried to go back down, it just slid
we
back
went to
into
the
ditch.
partially one corner, one wheel went into the ditch. Not a steep ditch like here. Here is not a ditch. Here you just have a fall off. It's more like a cliff. And don't get me wrong, it's not like right at the road.
Well, you can see it for yourself,
Yeah,
guys.
you can see.
You can see. There's some areas
There's
that
some areas that's nice. Like look at
Yeah.
this. You're not gonna fall off of this. There's a nice piece of land, nice piece of property. Could build a house over there. And on the left here, you know, it's not bad either. You wouldn't go far, disappear.
Well, if you fall off right here, it would be more like a ditch, right?
Yeah, you would be stuck.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. But there are some places.
But
like,
there are some places that fall off is like when you're driving through the interior of Jamaica. And remember that road when we were on
Spur-Tree.
our way, not even Spur-Tree, when we were on our way to Mandeville and we were driving through St. James, that up in the hills to say,
Oh, you mean?
oh my goodness,
to
the
Trelawney,
fall
when you go
off.
through Trelawney.
No man, not Trelawney. When you go up, do you remember when we were
See
driving?
some place like here.
Yeah.
Those
and,
places over there.
And we
they will
almost
fall off.
fell off when the truck guy was driving. The person drove you bad, and this truck man went in front of you and told you that you should follow him.
Yeah, that's back like when we were going over, go over Long Hill there in St. James and you turn.
It's all in some
you head
interior road.
You head into Manchester
It's
from
not,
that side.
yeah, but it's not the south. It's not the road on the south. It's some interior roads.
That wasn't as south as we could be.
No, that's no.
Oh, that's
interior.
before we get there. That's before
That's
we
the
get over
interior.
there. Yes,
Yes.
yes. Yeah, there's some.
When it's as south as you can get, you can see the
you
city.
can see the sea. Yeah, which we did see after a while.
Yeah, we came when we were coming back. We drove that
We
way.
drove that way.
Yeah.
We haven't been to Jamaica in a while. I miss, I haven't been there.
Oh my goodness, it's 7 years now.
I have a friend that went to Jamaica last year, and this year he said he's going back again. And I'm thinking, man.
And he's not from Jamaica, people.
He's not from Jamaica. He's one of my work friends. And he liked Jamaica. He liked curry goat. And he went there and he fell in love with Negril and is going back in less than a year. Goodness. And here am I, what, 7 years? No, I'm too, guys, we're building a business. I was working out there. I've worked 20 years in IT, working for other people. So last couple of years, more so last year, I'm doing my own business. And especially when you start building stuff, building client, taking on new responsibilities, you can't just get up and go. So hopefully when things stabilize and I catch up with some of the work that I have there by summer, it can take a week or two. Won't make any sense go away for less than
Yeah.
2.
Every time you go to Jamaica and you don't get to go place that you want to go, doesn't make sense.
And the other thing is gonna be changing. Boys probably gonna be leaving us soon. So this might be one of the last year we're gonna last summer
together.
We're gonna be together with them locally. Because next summer after that they may choose not to be with us when even if they're out from school or work, they may just decide, hey, we don't want to go back to the country. Then our little one's gonna
I'm thinking
be
maybe
around for a while.
Yeah, I think he may be favoring coming home because he does that thing online. So because he does that thing online, he can always do it from anywhere. I know, but if he's gonna go pay rent when he doesn't have to, then I think it would make sense for him to save some money.
Yeah. And he may not have to go get a job out there. He may just concentrate on his online. His online.
And that's what he's going into computer programming too. So he can do stuff online.
He's going to be an IT pro like his daddy.
He's going to be a little above his daddy.
It's not above.
I'm just kidding.
It's different.
It's
like
a branch.
I'm more networking, hardware, software. He's gonna do programming. And trust me, like even as a programmer, to be a good programmer, you need to understand.
I'm just kidding.
Networking. You need to understand hardware. They actually teach you hardware, and then even to be a good IT person, you still need to.
Well, when the doctor asked him what he was going to do after high school, he told the doctor that his dad has always been in the computer field, and so he's grown up around it, and that's what he's going to make.
Well, you definitely can make a living in the computer field. You can do, there's so many areas that you can go into nowadays.
Define what that means, make a living.
Well, you can make a good living. You can make way more than the average in whatever it is you work and you have a few years under your belt working with a good company. 100,000 is not unusual. Well, especially you're in a senior role, you're definitely looking at 75 to 100,000 in that band, and I'm not talking as a leader. I'm talking as an analyst.
Can you carry a mortgage
as an individual, one person? Yeah, if you're because in programming you can make over 100,000. You can make 150,000. It's in Toronto. It's still
100,000. Can you carry a mortgage, pay your bills, live a decent life?
You know what? Not ashamed, but believe it or not, a single person, if you're living in Toronto making 100,000, unless you have a huge down payment like 250,000, you probably won't even get approved.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because if you have 100,000 and you need to, they usually say you can't use more. They don't want you to use more than 33% of your income towards mortgage. Yes, 33% would still, if you're making 100,000, you're not taking home. I'm saying your gross is 100,000. Your tax at whatever 20%. Let's just throw that number out there. So let's say you go home with. There are other things you will take away from. But let's say you go home with 70, high 70s to. Let's say you go home with 80,000, right? And 80,000, you can definitely pay. They're gonna check how much can you afford at that rate.
How much debt do you have?
How much exactly existing debt. So if you don't have a lot of debt, and you do have a mortgage. You do have a down payment.
It takes two.
Yeah, I know. Well, you can do it alone. Depends on where you're starting.
Yeah, depends. You don't have to do it in Toronto.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you are doing mostly online, you can choose to go to more rural areas.
Especially if you're a programmer.
Suburbs, yeah.
Yeah, just outside the suburbs.
Although I don't know where suburbs are in Jamaica, not in Toronto anymore, because it's expensive even out to Oshawa.
Don't even say Oshawa.
Exactly.
Oshawa.
So maybe Peterborough. Maybe Peterborough.
Yeah, Peterborough. You
or Belleville. Or Belleville.
You start to see some change. Yes.
Yeah.
You start to see some change with that. From the $1 million range, you start to see 750.
As for the south and the west, you gotta go far, far, far.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Because the west and the south tends to be more expensive than the east and the north. No, so I think so.
Depends. Yeah, you have to go further east.
Even for cottage country, northwest is way more expensive than northeast. And I think it tends because it tends to be closer to the major highway and major cities.
Yeah. And as such, you're closer to job opportunities, right?
Mm-hmm. You can commute.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Everything wiped out?
Yeah, look at that.
Like,
yeah, guys, just a couple of days ago, a tornado actually touched down in our neck of the woods. Not where we live, but not far from us.
Yeah, places here, look.
Yeah, and a tree actually, I understand, fell through a house. And a lot of trees went down. Yesterday it was Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah. After we got home from off the road, it happened. But even when we were going home, trees were already falling.
Yeah, there was one spot I stopped to move a tree that was across. It was a rotten tree fell over on the road, and I got out of the car to move it. I didn't know my wife was in the car thinking, hey, but he's parked here and there are more trees.
I was in the car thinking, what I won't say thing to do. Park right here where the tree just fell. Suppose another tree just fall on the car.
No, it wasn't exactly there. I went to the brow of the hill, and
since you mentioned it,
yeah, you were freaking out that thing.
No, I wasn't freaking out.
There was nothing there to fall. There are trees there, but the trees usually fall during the high wind. And it has pretty much, this was kind of after the storm.
Boy, I tell you though, this type of weather is so erratic. Like I've never seen so much of this thing going on since I've been here.
Don't tell some.
It's like Mother Nature.
Don't tell some people that
upset with
global,
us.
Our climate change is a real thing, because there are a lot of people
they can deny it all they want. It is a thing, just like God is God, and don't care how we deny it, it won't change. Denying something doesn't let it go away.
The way I see it in life, there's causes and effect, and a lot of, I know there are yearly or 100-year, 50-year cycle when certain things happen, but none of these things happen in a vacuum. A lot of it is based on what we do as a society, right? And even back in the days, you could have some climate change because you have a lot of volcano erupting or some other things happening in the environment that causes certain shift. But I believe a big part of what is the same climate change now is through the use of fossil fuel. Our carbon footprint. Let's face it, it's warmer. It's proof. Many proof are numbers that show that we're warming every year. In some parts of the Arctic and other places, icebergs or glaciers are melting, right? Water level is rising. And my understanding is that's going to be one of the biggest threats later on, is the rising water level. Many low-lying places where we're enjoying.
Like Florida.
We live beside the sea and we can...
A lot of places that we dumped up, the water is going to take it back.
Yeah.
If we don't do something about it.
There's a scripture said that I look unto the hills of whence cometh my help.
Coming from the Lord.
So in another way, what I'm saying there is that we're gonna, in more sense than one, we're gonna have to look to the hills. I mean, higher,
I get you.
higher planes.
I want more fruit trees.
Oh, easily forget.
I sent a message to that excavating place on Facebook because I didn't get them on the phone. I really need some clean fill, and when I say clean fill, I mean soil. I don't want like bricks and stuff. This sorrel and ginger tea is very good.
Is it? Okay,
Just enough honey.
Is that a good job, or are you gonna take the credit for adding the sorrel? Keep it straight.
You made the tea. No, you didn't really make the tea because I made the ginger and it was in the pot from last night, and you just boiled it up.
I made the tea.
You just boiled up the ginger that I made last night.
Well, if that's to say, if that's how far you wanna go, you didn't make the ginger then. You just boil it up. It's because the ginger, you didn't grow the ginger.
But you added just enough honey.
When you get, if somebody say I'm gonna make you a cup of tea and they're going to get a tea bag and drop it in your cup, and then you would tell that person they didn't make the tea.
Thanks for the tea.
You didn't make the cup of tea?
Thanks for the tea.
Of course I did. Come on. How far else do you want to go? I have to go there and plant the ginger.
No, I should try planting ginger. It takes a while to grow, but I could put them in pots.
I think you probably gave me yours.
Did I?
I don't know. It tastes a little stronger. Well, I don't know. It tastes very strong.
But remember, I put more than what you said.
Okay, well, taste it and tell me if it's stronger than yours.
I don't want to give you my cold.
Just sup up, don't sup down.
Oh no,
Yeah?
it's not. Nope.
Wow, so that's why I didn't want you to drop more than 2.
You want to taste mine?
No, I don't want to give you. You don't want to give me your credit. Remember that? Yeah, it's so strong. It takes away a bit. There's no ginger taste. It just.
Oh really? I taste ginger in mine.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, this is so strong. But if it's good for you, it's kind of, it's got a kind of sour taste.
My design DIY home decor channel is growing very fast, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please go over there and give me a subscription. I'm now at 5,212.
Excellent.
Yeah, 212 subscribers in the last week.
Wow.
That is good. It's about time.
Yeah, you've been doing the work.
Yeah, I've been putting in the work.
Yeah.
There are lots of great videos there.
Yeah, prove that message.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm the husband, and
I'm the wife.
That message. The husband. But look at how those things are trashed.
Yeah, you're right. You rightly say some of them are really damaged goods. That's why they're coming down so easily.
Yeah, some of them are.
Okay, so they've been working in this area for over a year? 2 years?
Absolutely. This is at least the third. This might be the second summer.
Yeah, at least the second summer.
At least the second summer.
Okay. I was just gonna say, how long do you think we're gonna wait? But now the light has changed, so we're going through.
So we should get to Peterborough around 11ish, a little after 11. Thing just hit the heads off. It's like, wow, just said pew, pew, pew. It snapped. Look at that.
I like how my question questions that I'm putting on, they are getting some attention. I like that.
Those things are just snapped.